war, where Israel won, they were asked to return all of the land that they took.
To the Palestinians?
Yeah, the Gaza Strip.
They can't believe
But they have extended beyond that. And the last time I heard, the Prime Minister, the President of Israel says he intends to occupy Gaza.
But what's in the Gaza that's so sweet, though? That the
And
fight
power
continues for it. Like,
Just power, just like how America would go and overthrow people's government. Power. They want to maintain what that's called what the exceptionism. So they go out of their way. You know, they want to maintain the number one position. So anybody at all in their way. So it's something left to see, you know. And I just pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for the peace.
that's what the Bible says. And I think when Jesus would have had enough if they don't stop.
Well, Jesus don't say,
He gonna come earlier.
all things coming down, you know.
He gonna come earlier.
He prophesied the destruction of Jerusalem. He said, not one stone be laid upon another. He said, when you men cry, he said, don't cry for me, you know. Don't bawl for me. Bawl for you and your children of what is going to happen. So we pray for the peace, that peace would reign and that they would be able to come to some just reasoning, because he was promoting the two nation thing, so that is the best thing. But Israel will have to draw back the line. Because they're actually pushing the people off of the land, you know.
They are. Because nobody's going to stay there.
People,
Nobody's going to stay there and deal with this torment. When I look at videos and pictures of the before and the after of Gaza, my gosh.
That's overdone. Overdo it, man.
Oh, boy.
You know, but if you want, they could have a ground fight where they have Hamas on them and fight.
Listen, they mashed
to wipe
up.
out.
Yeah.
But that is how they should do in the Bible anyway. They're still reading that book.
Boy.
I'm just suckling, but you see, when they finish, God will send them into captivity, you know.
Boy.
Some people think that people Israel listen and get away with it. Not all. You go for me, go for you, you know.
Exactly. And he did that in the word too. He showed them. He still was. Go
for us. We could do and conquer. We got some bosses, some people, some family, some husband, some wife. And they're going into captivity. God is a just God. What you share over there, you can make sure you get your share.
Boy.
You know, so I pray for the peace.
Yeah.
Because it is hard and it's winter, you know, winter in those places.
Yeah.
All in Ukraine and Russia.
Oh, boy.
Winter, and it's the poor children I sorry for, you know.
Yeah, because the kids are suffering. Because when those children lose their parents, what becomes of them? Who's going to take care of them if they don't have any living family? And even with the living family, it's a lot for they themselves to take care of their family and to add mouths to feed.
So we need to pray and pray for our country too. Pray for our country.
Oh boy, yes, we need to.
A lot of funeral this week.
Oh boy.
And the accidents, I heard one went over Keys Gut. You heard about that?
Yes, we spoke about it earlier.
Wow. What was the extent of the damage on the person and the vehicle?
Yeah, we were hoping that we'd have the officer here today. She hasn't showed up, but
yeah, maybe she'll start to get
I imagine.
Yeah,
this entire this is weary.
Yeah, they kept us safe. We had a very good
They
carnival.
kept us safe, but it's like God kept us safe.
Well, God did, but the officers did the
up
job.
on my street, they had gunshot last Thursday.
Oh boy, yeah, I heard of that. I was wondering about you, and I didn't hear about you.
Yeah, and my daughter, but me fall in the door. Me say if they would have come.
I said at the time, was it possibly celebratory gunfire? No.
I didn't go to see.
Well, not see, but I mean, you know, it could have been.
Watch me. The police came to investigate the celebration.
Okay.
It wouldn't make nobody. You watch me. What kind of question you asking?
No.
Jeff still got to protect Mr. Henry.
No, but no.
Maybe.
No, what I mean was because I think 2 days before that. Yeah, 2 days before that, I was talking about a story I saw in the Virgin Islands. Yeah. Where the chief of police, I think, was telling people.
I know. I would tell you I was in St. Thomas in 2015 because spent the Christmas weekend. I came home in the New Year. And church had to finish early. The pastor said, "Y'all please get home on time."
Because of the gunshots.
I was staying at Anna's retreat. And even though they warned them, they were like, it seemed to be a tradition. They shoot out the holy and bring in the new.
Yeah, that's what the man was saying, telling them to
forget
that tradition.
And even where we lived, on the top of the hill there, so.
Don't these people,
still hear them.
don't these people
so
know?
They say, go straight home.
Yeah.
You know, people just go out and eat and whatever.
Yeah.
They were admonished to please to go
home.
straight home.
Okay.
And stay inside. So the tradition is nothing new down there.
But don't these people know how don't people know how this particular subdivision of physics works? It's called ballistics.
Yeah.
What happens when I don't understand. That's just weird to me. Why would you? I don't know.
Just a come with us burn out hard time. You know, when Guy Fawkes, when we young, that's what we say, you know. Hard time, burn it out. You don't know, that's what we used to say. It wasn't the Guy Fawkes who looking for hard time because crop would have finished, say, the latest July, August. From that to December, you ain't going to work, you know. It's a pure hard time. So the big drum would come around and the people had a flambeau, either on the pepper stem or in a bottle with kerosene oil. Hard time, burn them out. Hard time, burn them out. That's what they used to say. So it wasn't really like the Catholic against the British. It was burning out hard time because you could imagine your parents might get one day work, some no work. You're tired, eat potato and yam. That's all you could eat.
Okay.
And dumpling.
But let me ask you a question. What's your take on Mr. Rowley's you could say abdication and so on?
Yes, after the next election.
No,
he said this is the last term.
No,
he said he's not running. He's not running. No,
even before.
He said he's not running again.
But
and he's gonna step away. He said he's gonna step away just before the next election.
Yeah.
Is due.
Well, yeah, just like that. Look, it's only so much stress you could take, you know. You know, it's only so much stress you could take.
Yep, I said that.
Some politicians will live longer if they would stop earlier. You're not the savior of the country. You have tried your best. You do all what you know what to do. And the devil kicking up and going on back to us. And people putting all the blame on you. You know, the man said, look inside the home. The Calypsonian was saying, look inside the home.
Very good point, Miss Henry.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Oh, his doggy, his Timothy, is Wayne Jew. Every morning you wake up, before you say your prayers, somebody calling you lamenting. But you see, the power, the thing attached to power, you know, he has had enough. Because the minister dying, and they don't care who they shoot, then sooner or later going to be you. If somebody decide that they don't like Winefem, and they start to threaten and so, you want the job. But at some point, you're going to say, look, hello, I'm not going to die in the station, you understand? You see what we're getting? Yeah, when I was like that, I left teaching, I said, darling, these children, nowadays, you can't even touch them to brush the top of the shoulder. And they're coming to school armed. Eh? You wouldn't leave teaching? Leave it. Even if you got on your vest, your bulletproof vest, they're shooting head now. They ain't gonna head cover now, you know. They didn't go for your chest. They're shooting straight to head. The man has had enough. And I showed the lady for the PNC. What's her name? Camilla. What her name is?
Camilla
Passad.
Mm-hmm.
Camilla, her name is right?
Camilla.
Yes. You think she really want to run in India?
Yeah, she looks like she's looking for an next term.
Well, as politicians, some of them
to
like
each his own, not me. As I said, I'm not going to get great fast. I'm going to take my time.
Power is a funny thing.
Look funny at Trump. And a dangerous thing.
Trump is going to be inaugurated, and the amount of security they got to put up.
Yeah, they've already put up. Oh, that's today. Well, not today. Well, not the inauguration. But today is the certification. Yeah, certification for.
Yeah,
and it's January 6th again. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
no, it's today. It's today.
For the inauguration, they're going to bring in everything because they done tried twice on Trump. The same dose of medicine why she out is waiting there because they don't know which fringe group might want to take him out.
Boy.
It's uneasy, you know? Imagine they go by the hotel and try to block the place. But power is something.
No, I think that guy was just trying to send a signal.
That's what I'm telling you. That's why they say that it's extra security. But if I was invited, I wouldn't go, you know. I just assess situation. Certain funerals I don't go to. Once it involves gang and so, I am not going. There have been incidents where they go up to the cemetery and shoot up the funeral. What cause you got going there? You're not the grave digger.
Boy, nothing is sacred anymore. Huh? Imagine shooting up a funeral.
Yes, so you got to assess the risk. Wow. The police has lined all the streets them to Irish down to the village. Every street to the top of the line in the road. Somebody was suggesting they should change the route. Well, if they change the route, they make it easier to kill people in the cartage. They make it easier, you know. They say you could come across by from the Moravian, come across Taylor's Range and me. Even you go to church, you go to the church and they feel like shooting you. I mean, we got to assess your risk. If somebody invites you to play for a function and you don't walk out by this crowd, going to be nothing but gangbusters, right? You must work out if you like the little money more than your wife and your children. You may actually need the money, but you got to look at the long-term risk. You see what we don't do? I mean, imagine you shoot a funeral. Remember the boy who got killed after a week, after a funeral, and they're going to eat and drink in McNight. You remember it?
Yep.
Jamsta, you remember it?
Yeah.
The funeral home and everybody going to eat and drink as they like. And they shoot up the place and kill the boy. My darling, may the soul rest in peace, and may the Lord have mercy. And may our people learn. There seem to be no learning. Why would you, 18, 19, 20, 21, and all you could think about is a hole in the cemetery? Is that your future? And you go in the prison and you got to sleep under the bunk bed? Because the place full, where you going to sleep?
Oh, boy.
I hope the building, please, Chinese, please to build the prison pass, yeah? Because they're not letting up. And God is good, you know.
If
God is the business.
If we have to depend on the Chinese, I think we're lost. I mean, you know, that's a very strange comment.
We cannot have the people living like animals.
We cannot, but we don't want the people to go there. So we want the people to behave so that they don't have to go there.
They don't intend to.
Could we pray that they do?
I honestly think that they're not even thinking about
going there.
The way they're not thinking about it.
Exactly. For that split moment, I don't think your mind's thinking where you're going to end up if you survive this.
Yeah, pure impulse.
They're practically burying people on the cemetery wall, right against the wall.
Oh, boy.
Eh? They're taking out people's grave even before the people die long. You bury your family, you go back to the next funeral, somebody stood on top of your family own. Nobody got no sense. May the Lord have mercy on us, you hear me? We all need to pray. All who want to pray, stand and watch the parade. I was talking about how God is good. Now, usually the second day, the parade, the last lap, come across Pan Road, right?
No.
This year, they said it wouldn't come on, they're going around in town. I said, God, you good, you know?
But last year, didn't they do the same thing? It didn't come back. Last year, it didn't come back around. It went into town.
But they usually come across Pan Road.
No.
I said, what I'm panic? They would have panic. No. One Labor Day was one thing down George Street. Somebody like a gunshot after road the door. Okay. And people were running up Hollywood onto Pan Road. Some people don't even know why they're running. You know, you see the crowd running, you're running?
Yep. Just got to follow the masses. Yep.
Panic. So all of you pray for this country. I am praying hard and long, yeah?
No, we all are.
But the Lord have mercy. May the Lord help our young people.
Yes.
They lack hope. They lack hope, you know. If there's nothing to live for, you know, when we in school, when I leave school, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave St. Kitts and whatever. They seem hopeless, and that's a fact. And so we got to encourage those who you come into contact with. Encourage them, you know.
We will do.
Encourage them because you're dealing with ignorance, eh? You know, youth. Ignorance and youth. Pray for them, pray for those all over the island, because all over the island, they're armed. And it's so easy. I mean, you're talking about high day, you're going to have shooting. High day. Girl, the shop down the road, God bless them. The shop don't open on a Thursday. Would you believe the bullets? I don't know where the people were standing, eh? The bullets went through the door, you know, Jerry Warner shop, the shop to the end of my street. Jamsta and Jay Black, where they sell the cooking gas. Went through the shop door, through the store, into some, because they say close to the close. Eh? But the police come out taking the bullets out of the door of the shop. Now, suppose they were working on the Thursday, and you gone in there, go buy, because they sell groceries and so. And you get, you wouldn't even know what do you? So I'm calling upon the young men and women, because women in between them. Please think about your future. Your future cannot be the cemetery. The cemetery is overcrowded. Think about your future. If you don't see none, you leave the country. That's how it was in the 60s. Either the cane field or the thing, and people went to the Virgin Islands. They went to all over the place. So if you feel you can't do here, leave it. It may sound unpatriotic, but the fact. Do something for yourself. Because you're more educated than we were, you know. Your mother and them couldn't read. Your father, your grandmother, they couldn't read. And they trained themselves to get you. My parents.
Miss Henry? More educated and stupider at the same time. Somehow that works, because
I don't know. I don't know, because you teach. You even teach them anger management now, all in school.
And none of that is taking. So I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. It's only God could help us. And you see, we allow a lot of things. And what the worst part to me is when the parents and the grandparents actually form part of the group. I don't understand how people might say, "Oh, mommy, too hard." I'd rather be hard than have to ball for you. You hear me? Because I have one philosophy. After I would have spoken to you a couple of times, I'm not going to cry for you. Okay. You ain't crying, no, darling. The Bible says, if you will obey, you will eat the good of the land. And if you reject and refuse, you shall die by the sword. That's the word of God, you know. If you intend to do what you want to do and nobody could stop you and somebody will stop you. Sometimes we play with them. I love them, you know, because I tell you, I have a good set. But God, man, nobody could say enough is enough.
But we're saying, as we
said. I mean.
No, you see, I tell you what one told me one time, right? He said, either we kill or they kill us.
That's the sad part.
Do you understand that?
That's the sad part.
When you live in that kind of thing, it's like the lion and the lamb or something. It's either who get to kill first is the survivor. What kind of country is that? I mean, they're trying. The police and them trying. But some of them ain't got a personal self-control. You look at the people who you think are in a place of, to be an example, and they're showing none. What they use? Pastor banging wife, police banging wife, you know what I mean? No example. No, and don't talk about God. Oh, they ain't got no God. The Son is the God. All kind of foolishness is the God. Eh? We don't believe in controlling the children. Them. I don't care what the body say. They bring the American doctrine here. Who can't hear the Bible say will feel? It says, beat the child with the rod, he would not kill him. You know that one day, Kortensia?
I didn't hear you, sorry?
The Bible says, beat them with the rod. It will not kill them.
Yeah. Because if we spare them, then we created monsters.
Yeah, he said they'll bring you to shame. Bring the mother to shame, the father to shame. It don't mean you got to bang them every time. When they pass 18 years and they decide not to be obedient, you show them the gate.
Yeah, okay, Miss Henry.
All right then.
And just to wrap up,
Have a good day.
You too. And just to put a point on what Miss Henry is saying there, part of the problem, part of the societal problem we have now is that we've taken on everything that the Western world
Do you think
is preaching. Fault? Yeah, that's a big part of it. We've taken on everything. I mean, even their social norms, which says, "Oh, don't beat kids," where they, as far as I'm concerned, they conflate abuse and corporal discipline.
Good thing you say that. I heard you can't beat kids in Anguilla. Since when?
Well, they're part of the UK, so I would imagine that would make sense.
But what are we gonna raise?
Yeah, but that's a big part of the problem. We just take everything they do. We want to do without contextualizing it for our particular case, and without any kind of critical thinking. Abuse, physical abuse, and corporal punishment are not the same.
No.
The line is not even thin.
As far
as I'm concerned, the line is not even thin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you would have heard me say, we read something late last year about the government was doing some kind of, looking at some study about reintroducing corporal punishment. You remember
I think I remember that vaguely.
So, I hope that happens. Because some people really need
I said, Mr. Vaughn, catch me so much of time with the strap. You just pull it and he'd be like,
Some people need a bus ass, for real.
And we here.
Yeah.
We here. I don't understand this soft parenting or this soft way of dealing with children.
Time out, stand in the corner, please.
Listen, we got licks and then stand in the corner,
exactly.
Okay? So we get double punishment. And all of us still here. I don't understand.
Exactly. Let's take a quick break and come back
cool.
here.
Found the sound 98.9. Supermarket shoppers understand that convenience matters. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Ample parking and the widest variety matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Clean, spacious aisles and the highest level of customer service all matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, price matters most. We've renewed our commitment to guarantee the lowest prices in the Federation. Why? Because we understand that in this tough economic environment, price matters most. Shop smart. Shop Value Mart, where price matters most. Farms Estate Nevis and Wellington Road, St. Kitts.
Price matters most.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
And we are back, and we have that weird phenomenon where people start calling just before I go to the break, and the phones are ringing all throughout the commercial break, and then now there are no calls.
Well, they can call now that we are back.
Good job, guys.
But Jamsta, I was looking at Loop Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing a lot of just shooting. Almost every single island had some kind of, like Antigua had their first homicide in the new year. Grenada had... Grenada police investigate shooting incident. They had an armed robbery at the Western Union in Anguilla. Then you have
what?
Yeah,
Anguilla?
Yeah,
an armed robbery at the Western Union.
At the Western Union.
Wow.
And then you have shooting in Bavoni. St. Thomas claims life of a 25-year-old, and that happened 21 hours ago. It's Grenada. Police investigate 2 violent incidents over the weekend. And then I see Dominica faces serious waste collection delays. They say heavy snow brings widespread disruption across. It's just a lot. Antigua, 4 arrested after firearm ammunition discovered in home. This is January 4th. It's just a lot.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff is happening, but most of it is these guns are too prevalent.
There's a caller. Go right ahead.
Yeah, good morning to you guys, man.
Hey, what's
up?
Happy New Year to you guys again, man.
Hey, what's
Same
up?
to you.
Yeah, I wanted to chime in a little bit. Yeah, man, Miss Henry was making some good comments there, and seems like she had a personal appeal to the youngsters. And me, myself, I want to put in that appeal. You know, being outside here and looking in, you know, I have a lot of personal observations that I've been making, and I've been trying to make my input to get some change and some progress. Because honestly speaking, in my humble opinion, what I see going on in the Federation, I really don't like it. And I'm personally disappointed. You know, a lot of the back and forth stuff is not putting St. Kitts and Nevis anywhere. You know, a lot of people is bent on staying on the party line. And it just seems that back and forth is just killing the country. You know, the young persons, you know, those who are involved in crime, I want to encourage them to move away from that life of crime, that lifestyle, and know that there's a better way to live. You know what I mean? You know, make some good examples of yourself and to have a better life. But the party politics, you know, it seems like it's just got the place divided. And me personally, I wanted to try to maybe come home and make a mark in that regard, but I have my own personal obstacles. And the biggest thing for me going forward this year is I want to see all citizens enjoy all the fruits of their citizenship. And you know where I'm going with this, but I'm probably not going to talk about that much right now. But instead, I want to try to encourage the young persons to be involved in the political affairs of the country. And I'm encouraging the independent persons to also come forward and maybe try to put their names on the ballots for the next coming election. And over on Nevis, I want to mention the guy, Banky. He has made a decision to throw his hat in the ring for the next election cycles. And, you know, there's a situation going on there at Indian Castle, you know, because when he was there at Indian Castle, you know, he was very successful with that project there. And now it seems like the agricultural department and the Nevis and is letting that project go down the drain. So again, I want to encourage the young persons to move away from the life of crime, and I want to encourage the young persons also to get involved in the political affairs of the country, and the independent minds. I want them to come forward. And we are trying to develop a underground movement for independent persons to come aboard and run for the next election cycles. And that's my contribution for now, man. I want to wish the Federation the best going forward, and you guys have a good new year. Thanks.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to limit callers to 30 seconds to start. What should I say? A conditional 30 seconds, because we had another call there and I lost the call. And so callers, please try and be economical with your words, because we have a lot of calls coming in. During Burroughs' call, the person stopped calling. So please try and fit what you have to say into, let's say, a nominal 30 seconds. Obviously, like the reason I said conditional, depending on what the discussion is, I might give you more time. But yeah, so we just lost a call. So caller, you can call, but please try and be, like I said, please try and be brief.
Do you think, though, with when it comes to politics, do you think that we should adapt that of the U.S. system where you only get 2 terms and then that's it for you. You don't run like in some Caribbean islands. We have prime ministers doing 25 years, 20 years, 15 years. Do you think that would be better to prevent? How should I? Or as we always say over here, we need new blood.
I'm open to it. But these guys are never going to pass anything resembling that.
No, man. Can we not give them the benefit of the doubt
No.
that they should?
Nope. You mean benefit of the doubt that they would
as
legislate?
Cleo would have mentioned, power is a thing. Nobody wants to get that up. And look, I saw there is a post here that says the Prime Minister for Canada, he's stepping down after 9 years because his popularity has dropped.
Yeah.
I think you should just give it a break after a while, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, after 2 terms, I think everybody should follow the U.S. system because I even realized
Canada is going to become a U.S. state anyway. I'm just playing.
Boy.
I'm just playing.
The Nicaraguan president, he's just there. He just repeats. He just go on and on and on and on. I realize, and I see that there's an arrest warrant out for Mr. What's his name? The guy that was there's $100,000 reward for someone to basically give him up because they want to arrest him in Venezuela because he basically said he won the election, but Maduro is trying.
Guaido.
That's his name?
He was leader of the opposition at the time.
Yeah, he fled to Spain.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's coming around to be the article basically says he's coming around to be what do you call it? Inaugurated. Why are you going back there? You went. These people are not learning from Navalny. You don't go back. I looked at some other body too. This other guy that went back to, oh my gosh, the most recent president or prime minister to flee to Russia. What country is that?
Assad.
What country?
Syria.
Syria.
Mm-hmm.
And next political activist went back there. They found his body in the morgue.
Where?
In Syria. When they
Oh, I mean, this was before Assad fled.
Before Assad fled, yes.
Oh.
So he went back to Syria. He got arrested right away. They put him in the concentration camp or whatever prison they had there. And then, they had this thing where they crush people like meat. He probably was put in there. Yeah, they found him in the prison. His body was found right there. DNA said it was him. Why are you going back to countries to fight what? You leave that to Jesus. If I run from a country, Jamsa, I am not returning. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T.
Good morning, guys. It's me.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Now, to the question about the term limits, I believe they should have a term limit. After all, you're in there 30, 20, 40 years and nothing changed. The only thing changing is that the person in there, they're getting rich and the country and the people ain't getting no better. Mm-hmm. You should have term limits. Because let me tell you, some of these people, when they settle down in there, the power goes straight up in their head.
As I said,
fly straight to the brain. And the main purpose of being there is grabbing for themselves, friends and family. Well, cannot run a country think it's because they love the country, so why they wanna be in office? No. Everybody realize, especially in the Caribbean, everybody realize you go into politics, you come out filthy rich. Dougie set a trend in think it's, everybody want to go in now.
I like that.
And to this thing about when we can continue blaming the West for everything, don't we have a mind of our own in the Caribbean?
Doesn't seem so because
we're
copying
everything. Have a mind of their own. You can't keep blaming America for everything. America didn't call you to follow pick up their dirty rules or the dirty laws or whatever they have. You choose to do it. I live in America and I discipline my children.
But Cleo, the thing is, America never forces itself on anyone.
We copy because we think it look good.
The attraction of their pop culture is so addictive and so attractive that they don't have to force anyone to do anything, and we just adapt. We just adapt all the worst aspects of.
Worst
we
behaviors.
need to stop adapt foolishness. If you see it's foolishness, don't adapt it. Because I live here in America and I discipline my children. I tell the story and win a friend about when I beat my son for lying and he went to school, and when I go pick him up, DCF have him, police and DCF have him hold him up in the office. When they come home to my house, I just put them in their place. After a while, DCF couldn't come in my door because I grabbed my bottle of olive oil and tell that demon she ain't passing this threshold again. After that, when I get a call, nothing was founded. I let them know if I don't discipline my child, that same police out there going to kill him.
Exactly. Collect him. Mm-hmm.
Good point.
So you can't, you don't have to fall for everything.
Yeah. You got to stand for something.
And yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because this is the point I was making earlier. Mm-hmm. They have a system where you can't hit the kids, and this is a big part of the problem why you have.
But
kids.
you know what the lady from DCF tell me? She didn't even say, you can't hit your kids. You know what she said? You don't leave a mark. Well, lady, I can't help. He's red. His skin is red.
Don't leave a mark. Don't leave a mark, caller. Don't leave a mark. It's so
funny.
funny.
I him to wait to leave a mark.
I know.
That his skin is fierce, so he's going to leave a mark.
Listen, we got lashes with the belt and it left a mark, okay? And it eventually went down, and we are here to tell the tales, and we are upstanding individuals. We know right from wrong, and we do better.
Exactly.
It just shows how.
I said, look at him. Do he look like he's suffering? Bigger than me in body.
It just shows how shows how absurd these kinds of rules are.
And then they're gonna want to blame the same parent for not parenting properly, right? This world is such an unfair one.
Here's another similar stupid rule. You can't drink alcohol in public, but if it's in a paper bag, it's a bag and you can't see the bottle, it's fine. That's ridiculous.
But it's still alcohol in public in a bag. It's weird.
So don't leave a mark.
Don't leave a mark.
And Kortensia, while you were asking about how could people join ISIS and why people in America join ISIS. I remember a couple of years ago, people from the Caribbean were leaving, going to join ISIS. It's a mindset.
No, I didn't say how they join ISIS, why they would join ISIS, I'm just wondering. We know the only true religion is that of Christianity, right? We have one God. But they make their God look like he's such a violent one because they're always trying to kill for some reason, some justification that don't make sense. And as Jamsta rightfully said, the women get nothing when they become martyrs, but the men have so many virgins waiting for them in the afterlife. So it's a very unfair religion. And as I said, I come from a country where that religion is big, and I've never heard or known anybody to commit masculines like that for that religion's sake.
Everything takes place in the mind. It starts in the mind. No wonder the word of God said, let this mind be in you as it is in Christ Jesus.
You gotta pray
because
for that
if you don't
day.
have a Christ-like mind, that means you have a devilish mind. Yeah. And the enemy do not play. He plant that seed, and once that seed is planted and is steady and germinate, evil gonna take over. It starts in the mind. Look at the way the world is today. Things that you would think children would never do when me and you were growing up, today children are doing it.
Yep. That's correct.
When you're going to see a gang of 10 and 11-year-old going to rape a student in Jamaica, and after they finish rape her, beat her up, would you think, would you in your right mind think that
we weren't even thinking about those things those days? Yeah, we were falling out guava trees. We were doing everything.
Exactly.
We weren't thinking about stuff like that at that age.
We was not thinking about, but the mind today, the enemy have infiltrated the mind of people. The mind, you said that the saying is the mind is a powerful thing to win.
But here's the thing,
the enemy control it is powerful.
I feel like Western culture has corrupted the minds. I mean, the media we consume, we don't seem to be able to pick sense from nonsense. Because
we want to act like reality shows. We want to dress like them. We want to look like them. We want to. It's just crazy.
But then that again is even so foolish, because when I see on TV, because I see it on TV, that don't mean I'm going to go do it.
Yo, people are copying it.
Again, you have to have a mind of your own. Yeah.
Even some of the things we say. Look, I just say, yo, that's American.
You know what? One my church mother preached one time. All the education, but not an ounce of common sense. The thing that's lacking, I guess, is common sense, because you're so educated, but yet you don't know that you ain't supposed to do that. Guys, have a good day.
Thank you for your contribution.
Very good points.
Yeah. But you really think it's education or it's being able to pick sense from nonsense, though, Jamsa?
Both. Because that speaks to common sense, right?
Yeah, because this is some people have all the book sense but no common sense.
I've been I think I sent an article in the chat. This is, I mean, some of the stuff I see is just unbelievable. I sometimes I wonder what they're teaching people in school in the US. Honestly, I mean, no.
Or the guy's name, Jamsa, before we continue, is Edmundo Gonzalez.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that name.
Yeah, that's who they're looking for.
Caller, go ahead. Hey, caller. Hello.
You're very low, caller.
Barely.
We can barely hear you.
No. Sounds very. You need to.
You're very muffled and very low.
Re-up the call. Try calling back. That might reset things. Yeah. I mean, even this article here, I mean, I've been seeing all these listicles about some of the things that people say in maybe chats and so, which speak to, will make you wonder what they're learning in school in the U.S.
But we're copying it here too, because we shorten everything.
Oh, my God.
I'm
talking about,
what?
I'm talking about these conversational exchanges which point to people not
what?
really
on these.
Yeah, not really having a lot of sense, and people put articles explaining like this one. This was a medical one. This one, doctors are sharing that I can't believe I need to explain this to you. Conversations they've had with adults, and I can't believe these are actually real. Let me pick out a couple. And there was one here. I mean, oh my God. There's one about someone who went to the doctor, right? I'm not making this up. This is an American. Went to the doctor, went to the hospital, and they said, when I take my glasses off, my eyes get blurry. Mm-hmm. So the person doesn't know. The person doesn't know that the glasses are what's making them. I don't understand.
That's a joke, right?
No, it's not a joke. This is the thing. It is not a joke, eh?
Well, if you obviously wear glasses, you need the glasses at all times. So taking your glasses off.
Listen to this one.
That's a joke, man.
Not a doctor yet, but an ER tech for 2 years. Mom comes in with her baby plus 2 more older kids. Complains that the baby hasn't pooped in a while and won't stop crying. Poop, as it,
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. As I'm settling them in with one of the nurses, the baby is bawling, like opera sing-alongs bawling. Suddenly, Mom whips out a white plastic shopping bag and sticks an end in the kid's mouth, saying, "This is the only way she stops crying." The nurse and I took a look and immediately ordered an emergency x-ray of the kid's stomach. Turns out she had ingested a good amount of these bags and was blocking up in her stomach.
Oh, my God.
It is a big deal, potentially life-threatening. When we confronted the mom about her baby's feeding habits, her only words of defense were, "Well, I checked all over the bag and I couldn't find anything that said non-edible." What?
But the bags say keep it out of cribs and all kind of things.
I mean, how stupid are these people?
No, man, that's a joke. That's a joke article.
I mean, no, it's not a joke. I mean, I've seen other ones.
Do that?
I saw one.
Why are you putting plastic in a baby's mouth?
There was one I saw.
There
was one I saw yesterday with an exchange with someone. 2 different people. One person didn't know that Spanish is the term that describes someone from Spain. They think Spanish just applies to a language.
Maybe
and
we
they
should
think
say
English.
Spaniard.
The one about the British said what? I hate when the British talk about English. Don't they know English is a language? They're British. They're not. English is a language. They don't seem to realize that English is what people from England speak. I'm not making this up.
Hold up. You're mixing it up
I'm
now.
not making this up. I'm
people
serious.
From Britain are English speakers.
But they don't understand that English. They think English is just a language. They don't know that English actually describes people from England.
Yeah. Okay.
And England is one of the 3 countries on that island. Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, because there is Scotland and
Wales.
Yeah. Those 2.
No, I
well, sometimes as human beings we have deja vu moments. Like we would say, I was like today's year old when I realized this is what it was.
Listen to this one. While in dental school, my friend pulled out several bombed out technical term teeth on an adult male. After the procedure and post-op instructions were given, the man asked, this is an adult, huh? Mm-hmm. So when should I expect my new teeth to grow in? He was serious.
Okay, let me
go
back to looking for good things. Because as an adult, you don't have no more teeth to come back.
Medical assistant to a cataract surgeon here. Even I know this, and I don't wear contacts. If you sleep in your contact lenses long enough, they will fuse to your eyes, and you will need surgery to have them removed. Yes, you can go blind from this. For the love of God, don't sleep in your contact lenses. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Obligatory, not me, but my wife. She's a nurse practitioner, and I had to explain to a 40-year-old man that brown sugar did, in fact, contain sugar. And that is most likely the reason why he now has diabetes. The same man also adamantly insisted his wine consumption was not an issue because, quote, he only drank the dry stuff like Chianti, so he doesn't have any sugar. Don't look at me, I'm not making this stuff up.
Grapes on itself is sweet. Fermented grapes, the sugar grows more in it. What are they talking about?
Here's a dentist said he told don't put your kids to bed with a bottle with Coke in it. They then switch to Diet Coke. Yes.
Jamsta, I give up. That's too much stupidity for one morning. No more.
Oh my God, listen to this one. I'm not making this up. Not a doctor, but my human sexuality professor in grad school had some interesting stories. He worked a lot in very conservative Christian communities, and so a lot of times people got married with no sex education. He had one couple who couldn't get pregnant. Turns out they thought sleeping together literally meant sleeping in the same bed. Another couple was in therapy because neither one of them enjoyed sex or ever had an orgasm. After having them talk through step by step what they did in bed, he learned the guy was just sticking it in and nothing else. He told the guy to move back and forth next time and see what happened. The couple came back one more time to say thank you and didn't need any more sessions.
No, that's a joke.
I wish I could find the one with the crazy
for the morning.
The crazy conversations, like
no more.
The stuff that people don't know. Oh, there was one. I think if I remember it. Oh my God, somebody were having a discussion with someone. It's telling them Trinity means three. Mm-hmm. The other person says no. Trinity means it could be 4, 5, or 6. A Trinity just means a big group of people. Mm-hmm. And then the person said, well, the prefix tree actually means 3. Mm-hmm. And the guy says, no, because if I go on a road trip, it doesn't mean I'm taking 3 road trips. I'm not making this up. Yeah, you get it? So, he's lying because if I go on a road trip, that doesn't mean I'm taking 3 road trips because the word trip has TRI in it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
No, that's crazy. That's Jamsta, no
God.
more. So I found the article, so I'm going to read it.
Call by caller.
Oh, there was someone there?
Yeah,
okay, call back. I'll stop in the middle of the article if I have to. Mm-hmm. It's from Loop News. It says, Venezuela more focused on arresting opposition leader. Repoll claim. It says, we have a caller?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the call to engage, but oh my God. Okay, here we go.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Okay, I think it got
cut off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Call by caller.
It says Venezuela government Sunday doubled down on its intention to arrest the opposition leader who claims he defeated President Nicolas Maduro in last year's election in the form of a threat from the ruling party-controlled Congress. Without mentioning Edmundo Gonzalez's name, National Assembly leader Jorge Rodriguez said the unicameral body would order the immediate arrest of the retired diplomat should he step on Venezuelan soil. The threat follows the government's recent announcement of a $100,000 reward for information on Gonzalez's whereabouts and comes less than a week after Venezuela's next presidential term is set to begin. Gonzalez left Venezuela for exile in Spain in September after a judge issued a warrant for his arrest in connection with an election-related investigation. In recent weeks, he has vowed to travel to Venezuela to be sworn in for the presidential term, which by law must begin on January 10th.
Why can't the guy just take the fake W and leave the man alone? Maduro.
Never.
I know I said fake W because
yeah, exactly, because he didn't win.
Take the W and just leave the man alone.
But this is what it goes on to say. But he has not explained how he plans to return or wrest power from Maduro, whose party control all institutions and the military. The unworthy being has been saying that he's going to return to the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Rodriguez said shortly after he was re-elected as the National Assembly's president. Each and every deputy who defends peace will request, if he touches a bit of land of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, his immediate arrest. And there's a part at the bottom that says, Rodriguez on Sunday told National Assembly members that their potential request to have Gonzalez arrested would be based on a recently approved measure that allows for prosecution of anyone who expresses support for economic sanctions like those imposed by the United States against Venezuela. Caller, good morning. You're live in Island T.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year to you.
Hey, what's up?
How are you? Same to you. All the best for it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm very well. Well. Jamsta, calm down. You getting so bent out of shape.
With the crazy people, right?
With the crazy people.
Yeah.
And you got enough crazy people in St. Kitts to worry about.
I know, right?
Listen, can we have a minister on the show every month for the rest of the year? Let's call it question time or questions with the minister, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
And I would like you to start with the minister I would like you to start with Congress.
Okay.
Right? Please invite Congress Maynard onto the show. I have a few questions for him, and I'm sure members of the public also have questions for him, especially with regards to, I mean, look, it's not, if he's listening, it's not about attacking you or anything, but we have questions, we have concerns, we would like to have them answered. I saw him do a live the other day when they had problems at the electricity generation plant, and I think he did a good job answering, people's concerns and stuff. I'm so used to attacking them, but yeah, he did a really good job, and I'll commend him for that. So it would be great if we could have ministers of government on the show, one each month throughout the year, so that, people can ask questions to the minister and hopefully get their concerns answered. That'd be very helpful.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm gonna try and work on that.
Yeah, right to them.
Okay, so you're gonna tell us about the latest family success.
Family success.
I forgot to mention that this morning. Kim Collins Jr.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. My nephew. Yes.
Uh-huh.
He did very well yesterday. I think that was his first track meet.
Is it
his mom's been doing a really good job with him.
It's the opening of the indoor season, right? Opening of the indoor track and field season. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. How old is he?
Yeah. So he's 9.
Okay.
And he placed first in the 60 meter and first in the 200 meter as well. Very surprised. We're all very surprised by his performance, and he's got a really good coach as well, Dwayne Chambers, who is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you know who Dwayne is. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Dwayne
Former
Chambers.
British
Okay.
athlete.
Also, he's coaching now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
He
Makes
coaches.
sense.
He coaches over at Lee Valley in London, and he's doing a really good job with the kids.
Oh, good stuff.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good, Dwayne Chambers. Okay. And so, folks, in case you don't know what we're talking about, Kim Collins Jr. We're not making this up. Kim Collins' son. He placed first in the 60 meters and the 200 meters at one of the opening meets for the indoor season. For people who don't know, the indoor track and field season begins in January every year, and so things are kicking off. So congratulations.
Yeah, big congratulations.
Mm-hmm. And to you as well.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a lot to boast about. So let's hope he just goes from strength to strength.
Yeah, I think he's doing pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. What I said could work.
Oh, okay. I was gonna change topic, but if you wanted to say something.
No, go ahead. Sure.
Okay. Now I was gonna touch on the Trinidad thing you guys were talking about earlier. I think Rowley announced he's resigning, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not gonna stand for election again. He said he's gonna step away just before the next election. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's gonna, as he said,
Trinidadians have not
go home to his family. He said.
Yeah, a lot of Trinidadians have not been happy with his performance. Yeah. I think one of the biggest problems that Trinidad face is their proximity to Venezuela and the border security issue. I think that's having a huge strain on them. A lot of people have fled Venezuela into Trinidad as well. In fact, there's a great deal of concern about the amount of people that have come over in recent years, and it's almost a Spanish-speaking country now, Trinidad, to be fair. But I think the border security issue for them is a huge problem in terms of people trafficking, and weapons and illicit drugs. So that's what's making it so difficult to manage the country as well. But I think if they redouble their efforts and focused on that part of it, then they might see some success.
Yeah, because a lot of Venezuelans are going over to Ghana as well. I can't believe these leaders are not seeing that people are smuggling them. Human trafficking is happening over there as well.
With the boom in the Guyanese economy, it might seem more attractive to them as well.
I don't even think so. People just want to get out and go to a place that they can have food. And I can't believe these leaders can't see that what they're doing is not in the best interest of the individuals that occupy their countries, and they just continue to not care about the people and just put themselves above country.
So wait, let me ask a question. Something just occurred to me. So is there no problem with Venezuelans going to Guyana now that things are picking up economically?
I don't think so. Nobody's picking on them up to the other day. I saw some people on the side that were Venezuelans. You have something different? I know they had a bus that they tried to send back of people, but I think those were a mixture of folks. Yeah. People were jumping out the buses when they were trying to corral them to take them to immigration in Guyana. But yeah, the Venezuelans are coming over in droves illegally,
So that's the big problem that they're facing.
Yeah, they just want to
Trinidad especially.
Yeah. But then Trinidad, as they say, the economic decline, being one of the richest countries, as we know, Carla, with the oil and everything. You want to tell me Guyana oil and all the other oils they suddenly have discovered have put them at a deficit or at a, not being able to function again?
Well, affluence and wealth is a double-edged sword, right?
Because they had it going on before everybody else discovered oil.
And you may have heard us reference earlier the drop off in crime in Guyana, which is good.
Very good.
But there might come a point, and I'm not wishing it, and
Please
I'm not. Yeah, there might come a point where the other edge of the sword is going to show itself as Guyana grows from strength to strength economically. Maybe in 10 years, maybe 15 years. It's almost inevitable. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question more closer to home, right? With this huge increase in accidents, road traffic collisions in St. Kitts and Nevis, I wanted to ask, I was hoping for the traffic talk this morning because I wanted to ask the officer, what is the real penalty for like speeding and things like that? Because people don't seem to care. And it doesn't seem to be policed properly with the amount of accidents that you see with regards to speeding, like high-speed crashes.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the other thing, which goes to our kind of scofflaw attitude I was reading something over the weekend about people not. Apparently, one of the accidents that happened over the weekend is because someone decided to ignore an emergency vehicle passage, meaning they didn't do what they were supposed to do, which is, you pull over and let them pass. And apparently that was the cause of one of the accidents. And I don't understand why we do this. We go to the UK.
That should be a ban.
Yeah. To me, those...
That should be a driving ban.
Yeah. And a hefty fine. I don't understand what is it about us that we don't respect our own laws, the laws of our own society. We go to the UK, Canada, wherever, the US, and we fall in line. It's like, for example, now when I'm going home and I see all these people standing up outside the new bus terminal on Wellington Road, see the buses parked up outside. They would not dare do that in any other country. The bus terminal is there for a reason. Go and sit in the bus terminal. Do not stand up on the side of the road. Buses do not park up outside. And I feel like the authorities are not doing what they need to do. They need to start finding people.
Yeah. That's
what
I'm
it is.
Thinking. And also, persistent offenders should be getting driving bans, right? Like persistent speeding and stuff. I was talking. I think I was having a conversation there about the buses. I was in St. Kitts last in 2019, and I took a bus one time. I just wanted to have the nostalgia of taking a bus. My gosh, you see, between Ross and UMHS, they just feel like you can't do 50, 60. You have to do 100 for some reason, and it just felt so uncomfortable. I had to shout out and say, "Listen, slow down." Because
how long ago was this?
He said 2019.
This was 2019.
Oh, and they have they have slow signs, and they actually have
the meters that
these
read the
meters
speed.
that read the
They don't
speed.
follow that.
Wow.
They don't follow that.
Yeah, the meters that read the speed, but you need the ones that give the issue the ticket or the the penalties for speeding, because there's no real penalty that's making them stop doing it.
And not just where the precious white people go to school either. Don't get me started. Yeah, all over.
Well, I use that part as an example because that's one of the straightest pieces of road in on the island main road. Yeah. but if people were if offenders were being dealt with in a way that would harm the economy, harm their pockets, ban them from driving, or penalties leading towards a ban, then they would take it more seriously. And I don't think it's fair that people who are paying for their journeys should be driven like that. You're paying, you're using the service, and the service is being used recklessly in a way to endanger lives. We saw what happened, what was it, last month? Early in December, I think it was. It was horrible what happened. And, that should never be the case. And we see it too often on the roads, putting everyone at risk.
Yeah.
It needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
I feel like the government isn't doing enough. And people might think, it's always the government, but this is their responsibility. And it's one of the reasons why I want you to bring on the minister with responsibility.
Exactly. And, this is why I always have to argue with Gregory that, he's, as far as he's concerned, everything should be privatized. Like, there's no role for government, right? And I keep telling him there are certain things, there are just certain societal needs that you cannot depend on profit-driven private sector to be responsible for. Government has its role, and like you said, this is one of them, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. They are the authority. So I'll leave it there for now.
Okay. All right.
All right, guys.
Cool.
You're welcome. Thanks for your contribution. Jamsta, this is what I found and what we were just speaking about. In terms of Venezuelans, again, it says Venezuela's neighbors, including Ghana, are dealing with a number of challenges related to the influx of Venezuelan migrants. So it says Ghana is not a signatory of the 1951 UN Refugee Convention, which means that Venezuelans are not granted refugee status. Instead, they can apply for for a renewable 3-month stay permit, which doesn't allow them to work legally. It says economic challenges. Many Venezuelans in Guyana work in low-paid informal jobs and are concentrated in sectors with poor working conditions. Language barriers can make it difficult, for Venezuelans to access basic services like healthcare and education. It says Venezuelans face a number of protection concerns, including gender-based violence, human trafficking, and exploitation. And in regard to the territorial dispute, it said Guyana and Venezuela are in a long-term territorial dispute over the Essequibo region, which is administered by Guyana but claimed by Venezuela. In 2023, Venezuela held a referendum that supported its claim to the region, which led to criticism from other countries. And they said pressures on resources. The growing number of Venezuelan migrants has put pressure on Guyana's limited resources.
Yeah. So I guess Trinidad is a signatory to that thing that you mentioned.
Maybe or maybe not, because they say something too. There was something else here I saw. It says, let me see if I can find it. It says, according to official data, around 25,000 Venezuelans live in Guyana, representing 3% of the country's population of 800,000 people. But due to the porous borders, the lack of police presence, and an inefficient paper-based registration system, the real figure could be far higher.
Wow. Okay.
So people just want food. People just want, as I said, there is an organization in Guyana that tries to assist them, because I saw the other day on the streets, I was looking at something, and there were a ton of Venezuelans with little babies and children just hanging out on the streets in Guyana that they crossed. So they ended up in the city. And that's where they were sleeping, taking turns watching each other, et cetera, because I won't sleep outside on the streets. No. Mm-mm. So it's that bad. People are just, you see how they're going through Nicaragua and all these places, and to get to the U.S., things must be bad over there. And Mr. Maduro don't care for his people. Cares for himself. Because he would have done better to keep his people at home, and they can use all the resources at home to build up their country.
Like I said, take the fake W and try and do the best you can for your people. But no.
Crazy.
He wants to lock people up and stuff, right?
And then basing it on all kind of weird biases. Like, you don't want an opposition, you want him dead. That's all it is.
Messed up.
If I'm a political person and I had a falling out with the government, they're never seeing my face ever again in their country. Never. I ain't going back. I ain't playing a Navalny. I ain't playing nobody else who wants to be superhero to say they're fighting for their people and end up dead. Caller, good morning. You're live on Alan T.
Okay. It dropped off.
It dropped? Okay.
I guess there's a certain kind of honor some of these people have, I guess.
What honor?
Like Navalny, I remember when I saw the documentary
what
with
honor
him
is in
flying
that?
back. When I saw him flying back to Russia, I was like, what? From Germany to, I was like,
what honor is in that?
Like, where you going?
Jamsta? People gonna remember that you're dead, and then they still can't really celebrate you because they would lock them up too. Caller, good morning. You're live on Alan T.
Yes, morning again. It just occurred to me that you may be dealing with a Trojan horse, with so many, if so many Venezuelans come over to Guyana, next thing you have an enclave there, right? Because the population of Guyana is what again?
800,000.
How many?
800,000.
Right, compared to the millions of Venezuelans. And if you don't look sharp, they might achieve what Maduro wants in a different way, which is essentially right,
Oh, they're hiding in the old horse to attack us. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I get you. That old Greek story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard the discussion before on term limits, and it did occur to me that really that's the answer to a lot of our problems too, because you need renewal.
Yeah.
Okay, you absolutely need it. Otherwise, if you keep electing the same old leaders, they're gonna keep doing the same thing. Yeah. Right.
I feel like that should be tied to a set election date as well. But
yeah. Well, yeah.
Because it takes away the kind of
out of it.
It takes away the wherewithal for some of these political caprices that these people deal in, when they know
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if you think about it, there's very few really exceptional leaders, you know, right? And I'm talking worldwide generally. The Mandelas and those kinds of people, they are few and far in between. So there's really no reason to keep any particular leader around for a long time, you know. And the power structures as they are, in any case, yes, the leader can make a difference if he's exceptional, but if he isn't, well, it just falls back to the usual power centers in the communities.
I could only think of one exceptional Caribbean leader right now.
Mia Motley.
Yes. Outside of that, forget it. Well, maybe some of the others might be exceptional for bad reasons, but I'm not going to go there.
She's a good one.
Yeah,
She's an
one. But even she, I think there are enough Bajans there who can take up the mantle as well. After a while, you just become moribund. You just run out of ideas. And so, you know, they should really, really consider term limits in that, as well as other ministers as well, or politicians generally. Mm-hmm. You know, they tend to overstay their welcome, so to speak. And one other thing, don't get too nostalgic about how you were brought up with the
lashes.
Yeah. Okay. Just like anything else, there are best practices. I suppose in parenting, there are best practices there as well. And I'm sure you can point to a lot of upbringing where you didn't have a history of getting periodic lashes, and they turn out quite well as well.
Yeah, but that still doesn't negate. Doesn't negate what the Bible prescribes, right? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if the Bible prescribes something,
it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. I don't care what you say.
Was it Greg? No.
I don't care.
No, but I'm sure you got lashes too coming up, and we all here, and we are upstanding citizens of society. So we can. The soft parenting can work.
Twice, believe it or not, twice in my life, in my lifetime, growing up, twice, and I mean both were well, understandable from a parent point of view, not from mine, but, you know, I don't think that would have made a difference, right? And like I said, there are best practices, there are ways of motivating behavior apart from lashing. Sometimes I get the impression that parents lash because
so you're second guessing
lazy parenting, put it that way.
You're second guessing the good book then?
I'm not second guessing the good book, but does it prescribe that it's always done? It should always be done?
No, but no one is saying that. No one is saying that. But at the same time, you seem to not want to have it happen at all.
Well, I'm saying that.
And I remember, let's not conflate
the same behavior.
And I hope you're not conflating it with.
Don't apply lashes.
Yeah, but why not?
The worst thing you could do right now.
But why not have a mix?
Take away a child's phone or smart device. That's why they prefer to take the lashes.
But they're getting it back. They're getting it back.
Yeah, but that's the whole point.
You know, we parents
talk with a particular type of behavior. So if you take it away and the behavior changes, sure, you give them back. That's a reward. You can reward and punish.
Listen, this soft parenting is making us have to build a bigger prison.
But what's wrong with a mix of disciplinary approaches?
Sang in her song concerning this situation that we're having, right? If you listen to her song carefully, right? So we don't need the soft parenting. Lashes ain't kill you, ain't kill Jamsa, ain't kill me, and ain't kill a lot of other adults that are upstanding individuals in society.
Yeah, but so when you lash somebody, you're telling them, listen, this is the way to get what you want, right?
No, you're disciplining them.
You're telling them this is the way to be a better individual. And if you do something wrong, this is the punishment you will get.
Who can't hear will feel.
Will feel. All of us heard that saying.
Yeah, but do you feel, does it have to be physical feeling?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's wrong with a mix of disciplinary approaches? All those things you said, that's fine.
No.
But that too.
Okay, put it this way. It should be a last resort. That's something you do when you try everything else and everything else will fail.
Then
I don't
that's
agree.
when you have to try Jesus, because if you don't try Jesus, you're going to jail.
Agree.
Mr. McMahon, they need lashes.
And that's the point I was making. That you know straight off if a child does something you don't like, and you right away you just hit him.
I mean, listen, I'll say.
You hit him.
Then he's not going to do it again.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you can also get the same effect. May take a little while longer, but it's just as effective. Because really and truly, when you hit somebody, that's violence, Do you agree?
How is it violent? We're not hitting you to kill you. We're hitting you to correct you.
It is violence, isn't it?
Did Jesus say to take away the tablet and just talk to the child and let them stand for 10 minutes in the corner? No, he clearly says they need lashes and then they'll straighten up.
Mm-hmm. And you don't need technology.
He never said to murder. He never said to brutalize them in the process.
Yes, and you don't need. You don't need.
You're evading the question.
No, but you don't need the internet for lashes, though.
Lashes violence.
You don't need electricity, internet, Wi-Fi for lashes.
Correctly, it is not violent.
It's not violence.
It's not violent?
No, it's not violence.
It's not violent, no violence.
How you define violence?
But you see,
inflict pain.
No.
It's violence.
I don't. No, it's discipline.
It just burns or for a few seconds, and then we know it's back to normal session.
All right. Just give kind torture then. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, this is the problem. This is part of the problem when you have people well-meaning, but with some of this progressive rot going on, where people feel like, oh, everything is violent. So, for example, you talk a little hard to a child that's violent. Give me a break.
No. Like the other day,
That's
I saw
not
a mom
violence.
in Flo. Oh gosh, I'm still calling people wrong name. And the child wasn't behaving, and she wrung the child's mouth, and I'm like, oh my God, that looks so weird.
She did what?
Wrung her mouth, stop, behave, stop crying. Because I don't know, the child wanted the phone. But then when I saw her conquer like in her head, I'd be like, no, she's overdoing it now.
Yeah.
Like, discipline the child, but hit her on her butt or something. Don't conk the child in its head. And she was getting me annoyed because I swear if she had hit the child one more time, I would have go over there until I call the police. But it's just how she was doing it. There are ways to do things. Our parents hit us on our butt and we survive. We don't have to go like that. I will call abuse. Because why are you doing the child that? You already wrung her lips. Why are you now hitting her in her head? That's injury that you're causing that could progressively get worse as an adult. Now that I will call abuse and violence. Because that's not right.
Yeah,
But the kids have to get lashes.
Okay. It looks like Dr. Terrence Martin for Money Matters is on his way. So
okay, nice.
We're gonna wrap up. I've reached out to him and he said he's running a little late, but he's on his way. So we're gonna have our first
Money Matters
in the flesh,
Money Matters.
in studio Money Matters
Nice.
coming up. So this is where I shut it down. Apparently, Ewan agrees with Mr. McMahon.
Really?
I don't agree. I feel like you should have a mix of things that you resort to for discipline for kids.
Because you could do lashes and you could take away the tablet for a while. When our parents took away our dolls, we had to eventually find those things hidden somewhere. I swear they never gave it back. I swear, Jamsta. So I don't understand what kind of soft parenting we having, and then we having the prisons full, and then eventually the judge gonna say, you did not parent your child well.
Exactly.
You know why I couldn't? Because you told me I couldn't lash them.
I like what Cleo said. If I don't do what I do, then the policeman is gonna do it. And
exactly.
Then that might be.
I'm gonna do like her. Take out my olive oil
Yeah.
if and when I do get children. No, ain't nobody coming in and take my children from me. They need lash.
Yeah.
I survive lashes. They can survive it too. I'm not gonna abuse my children. They just need licks.
No. Clearly, a lot of us are not on the same page with this.
Well, ain't everybody gonna agree to disagree, right? So we just gotta work with each other. How about that?
Ewan says beating induces humiliation and resentment. Well, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, you won't do it again. Because remember, our parents used to, they had to come to the school. I know some kids when I went to school in Ghana, the parents had to come to school. You getting licks in front of all your friends. So yes, you humiliated, but guess what? You ain't going to do that thing again because you don't want your parents come back to the school.
Exactly.
So I don't understand why it's such a big deal now.
I told my daughter if I ever have to come to the school because she's getting more licks.
Oh boy, sweetie, behave. We don't want to see daddy at the school at all. Yeah. Yeah, because that's why I said,
That's the
imagine long
approach.
time the neighbor could have give you a lash, right? And then you go home and your mother double up on them lashes because you did something wrong. And they didn't have cell phone, but yet your mother don't know what you do down the path.
Exactly.
And now all of a sudden, oh, don't touch my child, don't talk to my child. And then when something wrong to your child, now you're saying, oh, but you could have tell him something. You didn't. You said don't touch it. You said don't talk to it.
Teachers,
so why am I? What am I gonna do now that something has happened to it?
The teachers are your deputies. That's the way it should be.
Because they're with your children more than you for the whole day. You out there making the dollars for the kids. But who gonna discipline them? Don't hit my child. Okay, well, deal with your child yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so we gotta close it down here. I'm awaiting the arrival of Dr. Terrence Martin for Money Matters. We have a lot of stuff to discuss.
And make the money matter this year for 2025.
Yeah, we certainly have to. I mean,
boy, things.
There's I actually sent him the document. I remember I sent you guys the document outlining the 13% VAT reduction. So I sent that. So.
Yeah, I'm sure some people are going to be interested in that.
I want to hear what he has to say about that. And some other stuff I had sent him. I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say about that. And you have to give Dr. Drew some, whatever his faults, you have to give him props for trying some different things, right? Someone say, oh, why doesn't he reduce it to 10? But at least people didn't get the double salary, they didn't get the bonus, but at least he's give him credit for at least doing something, right? The 4% is money that's going to be freed up that you can do something else with.
You think so?
Well, yeah.
4% ain't song lots, 4% is song a little bit.
I guess when you say it like that, it probably sounds like a little bit, but it's 17%, not 13%. It's 40. It's what am I saying? It's 13%,
13%, not 17%.
Not 17%.
Yeah.
Every little thing adds up.
A little bit of money goes a long way.
Cut him some slack,
Yeah. And as you said, when Dr. Martin break it down, maybe they'll understand and they'll appreciate it a little more. Yeah.
Well, I think sometimes we're unreasonable and unfair in the way we assess. They're far from perfect,
None of us are.
They are far from perfect.
They're trying their best maybe to be their best as well.
Give them credit for effort. Well,
so they get an E for effort.
That might sound wrong to some people. Because some people think they're not really making an effort. But give them credit for.
You heard me say give them E for effort, right?
E for effort, yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
not even ABC. E for
not
effort.
even ABC. Wow, that's terrible.
Not for my, but that's
E for effort, yeah.
That's how most of the people are.
E for effort, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think I can safely say that. Yeah. Well, folks, it's been a fantastic Monday. We hope we entertained you and we made your morning. We look forward to doing this again tomorrow and for the remainder of the week until Friday. So have yourselves a great Monday. And we'll see you tomorrow. Remember, nowhere in St. Kitts is far. School's out. Drivers, be mindful. Let
school's
us curb. Yeah, school's in. But I mean out. As in the children are outside. Okay? So please, nowhere is far. A penalty or a fine isn't worth it. Jail time isn't worth it. You heard it's overcrowded over there. Please, take care of yourselves. Take care of the nation. Take care of the children. Have a good one.
What she said. And we should be having Money Matters next. So guys, stay tuned for that. Live. So come back on YouTube, Facebook, winmediascan.com, WinFM 98.9. Stay tuned for Money Matters. That's coming up next.
'Tis the season to shop and win.